there at your doorstep. So at this time, you need to be in your safe place. Potts Camp at 11:44. Holly Springs at 11:45. Hickory Flat, 11:47 p.m. Myrtle at 11:48. And Snow Lake Shores at 11:54 p.m. tonight. Let's take a look and see what other things are happening in this area as well. There's large hail. There could be some large hail involved in this. We have not heard any confirmation of a tornado. This is all radar indicated, which is good. However, that means that the ingredients are there for a possible tornado. The winds are definitely very high in this area, 41 miles an hour, 17 miles an hour, some places 36. So all of the ingredients are in place for there to be a very strong storm moving through the area that could produce a tornado in North Mississippi. Now, right now, if you want a street view, we're looking at Ruffin Road, Pope Road near Hubbard Creek. That creek, you want to make sure that if you're living there, definitely want to be weather aware as well. We just got word that they will probably be removing Quitman County from the current warning, but that still means that Lafayette and Panola are still going to be included at least until 11:15. And I wouldn't be surprised if I zoom out just a little bit to show you all the rest of the weather in North Mississippi, if we see some more of these tornado warnings continuing, because there have been several of them in the North Mississippi area. Just a little bit north of Greenwood, there is a tornado warning. There's also one that is moving through Cleveland, and that is in Arkansas. So just make sure that you're being very weather aware, especially if you are in the North Mississippi area. Now, that is a reissuing of the tornado warning. They removed Quitman County. So Quitman County, you've been removed from this tornado warning, which is good. However, Lafayette and Panola, you are still included until 11:15. Now, this storm made its way through Arkansas, and it was a strong storm. We started to see things really develop very quickly with this storm, with the wind speeds, the instability with the air outside. It was around the upper 60s today in North Mississippi, and that all of that plays a large factor into how the storms develop and what we see overnight. And even though the sun is down right now, it's 10:58 outside. It's still unstable. So the atmosphere is just kind of ripe for any kind of storm. You can see there's a little bit of shear as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing some really high winds. Please make sure that you're in your safe place at this time. I'll draw another track on this storm so that you can see exactly what we are looking for. There's a lot of people that could be impacted by this storm. Even if you're not in the cone, these places that I'm about to call out, you need to be in your safe place, because at those times the storm will be on top of you. So Pope at 11:07, Taylor 11:23, Sardis Lake, you're looking at around 11:29 p.m., as well as Oxford, Mississippi, where Ole Miss is. Abbeville at 11:35 p.m. Potts Camp 11:49, Holly Springs at 11:50 tonight. Hickory Flat at 11:53, and Myrtle at 11:54, as well as New Albany at 11:57. Now, the kind of good news is we're anticipating the storm to kind of weaken as it pushes forward. So some of us might not actually be in that tornado warning once this kinds of dies down a little bit by 11:15. But you still need to be weather aware. You still need to be making sure that your family is in that safe place at this time, because you just never know. Weather is unpredictable. So make sure that you are in the bathroom or in a place where you are away from windows, away from anything that could be falling on you. Maybe put your mattress over your head. Do whatever you need to do, because there's definitely a possibility for a tornado to be formed with this storm. If you need to walk away from the TV, we have our app. Download our app, ABC24. You can watch us on the app if you need to just get into the bathtub at this time, because there is a tornado warning. The bright side of this is we have not seen a confirmed tornado warning, which means that right now all of the ingredients are there for a possible tornado, including the wind speeds, the instability, and even the shear. We can see that there is a little bit of shear in that area. Definitely instability, just a little bit. Still making sure that we are being safe all across the Mid-South. There's also a little bit of hail associated with this storm, so it has a lot of ingredients to be very strong. These bright greens on your screen show us that the winds are very, very high as well. In fact, in some places, there you go, 50 miles an hour in a lot of places in this area. So just please, I'm asking nicely, please make sure that you are in your safe place at this time. If you know anybody in this area, it is 11:02. People are maybe sleeping as they prepare to start their day tomorrow. They need to make sure that they are aware that there is a tornado warning in their area, specifically for Lafayette and Panola counties. It also includes Tallahatchie, Mississippi as well until 11:15, but that is just slightly out of our viewing area. And if we take a look back, it's the tornado warnings that were coming behind that, just to the south of it, those have expired, which is what we're going to start to see a little bit. So these storms are very severe as they are crossing central Mississippi, but as they get closer to our viewing area, they are dying down just a little bit. But this storm right here, it's definitely a little bit concerning. Definitely some high winds involved in there. The velocity is not too bad, but you can see that some of the wind speeds just recently moving around 50 miles an hour. I'm going to go ahead and draw another cone on your screen so you all can know exactly what we're anticipating. And not only is this storm causing high winds, but it's moving at a very fast rate, 65 miles an hour. I've been watching these storms pretty much all evening since they began around 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. And it's definitely a cause for concern a little bit. It is 11:22 in Taylor, Mississippi, at 11:28 in Oxford, Mississippi. Please make sure that you are being very weather aware. Abbeville at 11:34 p.m., Potts Camp at 11:48 p.m., Hickory Flat at 11:51 p.m., Myrtle at 11:52 p.m., New Albany at 11:55, Snow Lake Shores at 11:58, Blue Mountain at 12 a.m., and Ashland at 12:01. Now, we might see this storm kind of weaken a little bit, so even though I called your city, we might not be seeing this tornado warning progress in your area, but it's still worth going ahead and being safe and being weather aware and getting your family into that safe place as fastly and as quickly as possible. I've been looking at some of the different things that we can see to see how strong the storm is. It is pretty strong. It's moving very fast. The winds are around 50 miles an hour right now. There is very high velocity, which are the wind speeds. There's a little bit of shear involved in this as well as it moves through. It's just south of Batesville right now. We also can see that there's possibly even some small-sized hail involved with this storm. The better news is if you are in West Tennessee, including Shelby County, we're not anticipating these storms to be making an impact where you are. Right now, this system is just being very strong as it moves across North Mississippi. And as you can see, that is an updated scan of this storm. So it has added Blue Mountain for midnight as well as Ashland for 12:01. Right now, the tornado warning is out. So if you have not, taken that time now, just make sure that you're in the bathroom in a place that doesn't have any windows, because it's a little bit too late to be trying to go to a storm shelter unless it is in your backyard or very, very close to you. It's definitely a strong storm that's producing high winds, and this warning is going to should expire in the next 10 minutes or so. They may regroup and redraw the polygon to include a smaller portion of our viewing area. But right now, it is still affecting both Lafayette County and it's still affecting Panola County as well. Right now, they just said that they are going to let this storm expire at 11:15, but until we see the storm expire. We're going to stay on the air, which will be in another 10 minutes. We'll bring you back to regular programming. But it is very concerning right now. The winds in this area, this Boeing that you see right here is definitely very concerning. That is definitely showing us very high winds all across the front line of this storm. And as I query that, some of the storms range between 40 and almost 50 miles an hour in this one little cell. And we've been telling you all week that the winds were going to be high with this system as it moved forward. The strongest of the weather has been staying to the south of us, but we knew that the winds could definitely cause a possible warning to be activated. And now we have it for Lafayette as well as Panola counties. I'm going to draw another track on it. We'll see this warning expire. So some of these places might not be affected by a tornado warning per se, but we still will see this as a severe thunderstorm warning. So if you are in the Taylor area, 11:28 p.m., Oxford, Mississippi. Oxford, Mississippi, where Ole Miss is, at 11:34 p.m., that storm is definitely headed that way. Abbeville at 11:41 p.m., Potts Camp at 11:55, Hickory Flat at 11:58. Myrtle at 11:59, New Albany at 12:02 a.m., and Snow Lake Shores at 12:06 a.m. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit to see about street level where exactly we're talking. And as you can see, it is right in the Hubbard Creek area right here, definitely near Bell Road as well as in Snyder Road. It's near the Lakeside area. If you're in Lakeside, it hasn't quite gotten to you yet, but it's moving that way. If you're living near Eureka Road, the storm is headed your way right now. It is hovering right now over County Road 174 in Enid. It's not a very populated area, but it is headed towards a very populated area, and that is why they drew this polygon so big. It's also got this very signature, almost Boeing effect to it, as you can see there. Definitely something that we have to pay attention to as far as winds are concerned. We've been seeing winds staying pretty consistent in the low to upper 40s area over the last 10 or 15, maybe even 20 minutes. You can kind of see them dying out a little bit near Oakland. The storm originated near Charleston. Right now, 44 miles an hour wind still moving just a little bit south of Batesville. We haven't seen any new warnings issued. I'm going to take a little bit of a look what's happening behind the storm. There are some very strong storms that are moving through Mississippi and Louisiana. This particular cell came out of Arkansas, and it just kind of made its way on through, and it kept its strength, and now it is causing us to have our own tornado warning here in Lafayette, Panola, and as well as Tallahatchie counties in Mississippi. Tallahatchie is not technically in our viewing area, but it is very close, right on our border, and that's why we are seeing it included in this storm as well. I'll draw another track on there just so you all can see how fast we're talking. This is for Taylor. I know I keep saying it. The storm is moving very slowly, but it's definitely still headed your way at 11:30 p.m. Oxford, Mississippi at 11:36. Abbeville at 11:43. Potts Camp at 11:57. And Hickory Flat at midnight. Myrtle at 12:01. New Albany at 12:04, Snow Lake Shores at 12:08, as well as Blue Mountain at 12:09. Now we will see the tornado warning expire at 11:15, which is in 4 minutes. In fact, they might expire a little bit earlier, but you still need to be weather aware. Make sure that you are charging your phone at this time. Make sure that you are paying close attention to what's happening outside, because you just never know when a tornado warning may be issued, especially during this time. We are definitely still under a level 1 for some stronger storms. The National Weather Service did actually take us out of a level 2 earlier this evening, but that doesn't mean that the storms cannot develop. As you can see, we do still have that tornado warning, and even though we are in this level 1 right now, we've had a lot of heavy rainfall moving over the last 3 hours. In some places we've been seeing already an inch of rainfall collected, so that has been one of our top two concerns, as well as the winds. The winds have been so very high over the last, really all day. We've been seeing them increasing. And if we take a look right now at the rainfall totals in this polygon that they have drawn, you can see multiple places have already collected over an inch of rain. And this is near Charleston. That's where that storm originated from. The tornado warning originated from. And there is even more rainfall as well in some places. There we go. We'll put on another radar here. Definitely want to make sure that you're being weather aware right now. There's also a flood watch in effect for multiple places in the Mid-South. So there's a lot going on tonight. We're not going to see this rain dying down. In fact, I will go ahead and give you a little bit of a look. This is one of our future casts right now. The heavy rainfall is going to continue for quite some time. Here's a look at midnight. We'll start to see some of these storms kind of weaken, but if you're in that North Mississippi area, definitely want to make sure that you are being very weather aware. We'll start to see this warning expire at 11:13, but we're not going to start to see clearing in the Mid-South until around 5 or 6 in the morning, so the rain is definitely going to be persistent. There's also a flash flood watch for Fayette, Hardeman, McNairy, Marshall, Benton, Tippah, Alcorn, Panola, and as well as Lafayette counties. And Lafayette, you are included into this tornado warning right now. Here in Memphis, we're just getting some heavy rainfall. Overall, though, rainfall has been heavy everywhere. It is definitely just the main concern, as well as those high winds. Before they expire this, I want to put another track on it so that you can see what we're talking about with those winds being so high. This storm is actually holding together, but you can see it's not purple anymore, which means that it is losing some of its strength as it continues to push forward. So even though if I call out your city, you might not see this tornado warning being continued in your area, but the severe thunderstorm warning will be in effect after this warning expires. So I'm assuming the next minute or so we'll start to see this warning expired and a severe thunderstorm warning issued instead, which means that it is losing a little bit of its strength. So once again, Taylor, this storm has been kind of hovering over your area right now at 11:26. Oxford, Mississippi at 11:32. You have kids there on campus. Make sure that they are aware that there is a strong storm moving through that area. Even if they take away this tornado warning, there still will be a severe thunderstorm warning in place of that. Abbeville at 11:39 p.m. Potts Camp at 11:53 p.m. Hickory Flat at 11:57 p.m. Myrtle at 11:58 p.m. Take this time now to charge those phones, maybe get your family together and try to find exactly where you need to be in your house in case another tornado warning is issued. It's definitely something that we need to be making sure that we're paying close attention to. I'm going to do another check of our wind speeds there. The concerning thing as well is where you see this green and the red. We don't want that to meet or to get too close together. And it is a little bit close, especially in this area right here, a little bit north of Oakland there. And if I zoom in, that is in Long Branch. So definitely want to make sure that you are being very weather aware. I'm going to give you one last look at the radar. All across the DMA, they just expired that warning. Heavy rainfall is still moving through. We'll start to see some of these storms kind of losing their strength, but we're not going to get a break from the rain until around 5 or 6 in the morning. But now that that tornado warning has been expired, we'll let you go back to your regular programming at this time on ABC 24. I'm meteorologist Danielle Moss. If there is another warning issued, we'll be sure to bring you the latest. Make sure you're following us on social media and download our app. The ABC 24 app. It's free. It'll give you a notification. It'll also wake you up in the night in case there is another warning issued.